Hi, everybody. This is Courtney Overton from Speech of Cake. I am checking back in and I'm sharing some teletherapy resources. As many of you, I quickly became a teletherapist overnight on March 13th when the president announced the state of emergency. I quickly absorbed all the information that I could, most of that being free webinars, Facebook Lives, Instagram Lives, so that I could quickly service my students. And that was a Friday. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I took all the free stuff so that I could quickly start seeing clients that week. So I typically meet with kids on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I had a few days to get all set. I made the announcement on Monday morning to all the parents, and then my first session was on Wednesday morning. So I typically work with kids with articulation disorders as well as reading and writing disorders. So I am primarily showing you today all of the my favorite, I would say, my favorite articulation resources. So I'm going to share my screen so that you can see. All right, now we are on mommyspeechtherapy.com. Mommy Speech Therapy looks like this. This is the home page. Usually at the top, there's a few featured posts. As you can see, there's how to teach story structure, what are phonological processes, how to teach the F and the V sound. I go to the free downloads tab. And then once I get there, I scroll down to the specific sound that I'd like to target for that session. Many of my students are working on the S sound. As you can see, when I click on that, it nicely breaks it down for initial, medial, and final. And even within that, you've got words, sentences, and stories. So these are all beautiful PDFs. If I click on initial words, you can see there are one syllable and two syllable words here. And it's just so nice to be able to share my screen for teletherapy so that they can see these pictures. Even if they don't know how to read the words, they can still see the pictures, and I can provide that cueing. Typically with the S sound, I have them place their tongue behind their teeth and that bumpy part right behind their two front teeth, and then I ask them to push out the air. If they have a lateral lisp, then I will ask them to start with the T sound, like t, 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 and then ask them to extend that sound or stretch out that sound for more air. So t, 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 so that we can make sure that the air is coming at the front rather than the sides as you hear in a lateral lisp. So once we've established the words that we're going to use, usually it's from this PDF, I start a game. So I've got 4 games up here. The first one is Tic Tac Toe Classic. The website is playtictactoe.org, and so you can choose, if you're going to be the X or the O, or if you want to play against the computer, you can do that. You can see down here, player, the student is the X, and then the computer is the O, and you can change players as you can see here, 2P, 2 players. And then you just click on whichever box that you want. And with articulation therapy, I'd like them to say a word for each turn that they take if they're starting out. If it's more advanced and we've been practicing that sound for a few sessions, then I may have them say the word 5 times each time that they take a turn. next level. If we're at that point, then I ask them to put that word, that one word, in a sentence each time that they take a turn. And we can quickly navigate back and forth between the list of S words and the tic-tac-toe game. And we've got a winner. 3 O's in a row for player 2. The next one, another classic, is Connect 4. This one is at mathisfun.com. It's got lots of games on here that are very easy to navigate. You can see this one is called 4 in a Line, also known as Connect 4. And you can change the difficulty level: easy, medium, hard. You can also change if you're playing against the computer, similar to tic-tac-toe, or if you, the SLP, are the blue player and your student is the red player. So it's very easy to select those choices. Then you select next game. If you're using a platform like Zoom, where the student has autonomy to be able to use their mouse and navigate through the pages, then you can just have them go ahead and, put their chip down where they'd like. But if you're using something where only you are able to navigate and click through these choices, then you can just say, do you want it in the third column, the fourth column, fifth column, and they can tell you where they want their chip to go down. And I'm playing against the computer, so you can see as soon as I put the red chip down, the computer put the blue chip down. And we're on easy. And you can see blue wins. We've got 4 in a row down here. Very easy. Again, navigating back and forth between the S words and back to Connect 4. And finally, another game that I always played face-to-face therapy was Uno. So this one is on poki.com. That's POKI.com. So you go there and then you just click play, then you click the number of players. I find that the older students like to have more players, so I'll go ahead and click 3 players, and it gives you a little description on how to play and all the rules. And then you go to the game. The player 1 is you, or the student, and then player 2 and 3 are the computer. And you just allow the game to flow really nicely. And then once it comes to you, player 1, it starts to blink. And that's when I usually pause the game and I come back to the S words and I have them do those. And then I come back here. And I like to go back to Uno, and then I tell them, you've got 7 cards. We're trying to get down to 1. Uno is 1. So we're trying to win the game. You've got your yellow 5 here. Let me know which one you want me to put down for you. So they may say, put down the yellow 6. And then they go ahead and do that. And as you can see, the computer continues as normal. And then you can see we're back to player 1 blinking. And before I allow them to choose which card they want to put down, we make sure that we do our practice. My sessions are typically 30 minutes or 1 hour, so we can get a lot of productions with these 3 games. Sometimes we will play all 3 within the hour just to keep things really fresh and exciting. And the research tells us that we should have at least 100 to 150 productions per session so that they can really habituate those motor movements and make sure that they are saying all of those sounds correctly in the words. And so at the end, when we're finished, I ask them to get their parents, and then I review what we did, and I always show them that sheet with all of the S words. Then I save it and I email it to mom and dad so that they can practice at home. And that is pretty much what we do for a teletherapy session. So these are my top 3 games, and they're just so fun and they're really easy to use. It's one of my favorite things to do in articulation therapy. I hope this was useful, and let me know if you have any questions. Talk to you soon.